Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Lena, so you will go in the center with the currently photo together. So here, when you sort out your thing, we'll work out your position.
I called her. You can track her.
इधर से आप एडवाइस करें कि कहाँ पे
Oh. YouTube. Lena, what?
See here. Pakistan, stop killing! Pakistan, stop killing! Pakistan, stop killing! Pakistan, stop killing! Pakistan, stop abducting! Pakistan, stop abducting! Pakistan, stop abducting! Pakistan, stop abducting! Who drowned Sindh? You say Pakistan, Pakistan. Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan, Pakistan.
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan, Pakistan.
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan, Pakistan.
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan,
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan,
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan,
Who drowned Sindh? Who drowned Sindh? Who drowned Sindh? Who drowned Sindh? Pakistan stopped genocide in Sindh. Pakistan stopped genocide in Balochistan. Pakistan stopped genocide in Kashmir. Pakistan stopped genocide in Pakistan. Pakistan stopped genocide. Pakistan stopped genocide. Pakistan stopped genocide. Pakistan stopped genocide. We want
freedom.
We want
Freedom.
We want
Freedom.
Sindh want
Freedom.
Sindh want
Freedom.
Balot want
Freedom.
Balot want
Freedom.
Pashtun want
Freedom.
Pashtun want
Freedom.
Kashmir want
Freedom.
Kashmir want
Freedom.
Sindh want
Freedom.
We 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 will get freedom. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming here in the protest organized by World City Congress in front of United Nations building for the atrocities committed by Pakistani regime, brutal establishment committing genocide in the name of floods. The floods are deliberately diverted to the civilian areas, villages and towns of Sindh to abolish and genocide Sindhi nation, which is the theme of the establishment since day one to abolish Sindh because they need Sindh and its resources but not the Sindhi people. They have committed genocide in Bangladesh before, but the texts of genocide have been changed, and nowadays almost all of the Sindh is under water through the mismanagement of the Pakistani establishment. They block all the natural floodways which take the flood from the mountains of Balochistan and Sindh into the river Indus. They blocked them and sprayed the water all around the Sindh, drowned the Sindhi villages, Sindhi towns underwater. They don't care about Sindhis, they don't care about the human cost. They want to genocide us, they want to kill us and show the world that look at this water which is all sprayed around the world, and they block the natural floodways to let the water to spread and is stagnant. Nowadays, Sindhis are under threat of genocide. Sindhis are under threat of eliminated from the map of the world as a Sindhi nation. And on the one hand, the people who are trying to flee from their villages into the cities, just like in Karachi, they are trying to block them to not to enter into the Karachi city, which is the capital of Sindh, which is owned by Sindh, which is thousands of years old city of Sindh, and they are trying to block us because they want us to eliminate from the map of the world. So
So we are here to protest and tell the United Nations that this is not the climate change. There is very little part of the climate change, but mostly is man-made disaster. They have blocked the floodways, they have blocked our natural flow of the river and let the water to drown our villages and our towns. So this is their deliberate design. So I'll request some speakers to talk on this topic and all about the human rights situation, current flood situation. There is enforced disappearances going on in Sindh on that aspect. Recently, there is a quite hike in the disappearances. Just today, they have disappeared one person, Shoaib Osto from Khotki. He was the leader of GSN Komi Maas, and they have just today disappeared. So disappearances in this situation is going on, and forced conversion of our Sindhi Hindu girls is going on. They want Sindhis to leave their motherland and convert Sindhis into their own motherland, into minority. This is their design to create an atmosphere of fear for Sindhi Hindus, so that Sindhi Hindus leave their motherland, so Sindhis can be converted into minority in their home land. So these are the issues which we will highlight. First of all, I'll request Razak Baloch from Baloch Human Rights Council USA. He has traveled from USA to join our protests on different meetings. Razak Baloch.
We want justice.
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
Baloch want
Justice!
Sindhi want
Justice!
Kashmiri want
Justice!
Pashtun want
Justice!
Baloch want
Justice!
Sindhi want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
We want
Justice!
Thank you, World Sindhi Congress. Thank you, Dr. Laku Sahib. Thank you, Dr. Zad Sahib, to organize this protest to highlight the atrocities being committed by the illegal country was created in 1947. 14 August 1947, a blunder created Pakistan, whole world. But it's a bigger cancer for the nationalities who live under the occupation of Pakistan. When you kick out Russia from the UN Council, Human Rights Council, you kick out Russia. How come Pakistan is still sit over there? Pakistan must be kicked out. Pakistan is not a civilized country. If they are civilized, they are not going to abduct my cream of my society in Balochistan, in Sindh, in Azad Kashmir, in Pashtunistan. How come they still sit over there? Is there any body upper than United Nations to go and investigate, to send a fact-finding mission to find out what is happening with those nationalities? Pakistan, the problem with Pakistan is the National Assembly is a Punjabi-dominated assembly. They are in majority. The Punjabi army is in majority. They are controlling the wealth of the other nationalities. As long as this Pakistan exists, Baloch will not get nothing. Sindhis will not get anything. Pashtun will not get anything. Look at the plight of the Kashmiri, Shaukat Kashmiri Bhai, always I see him here, raise the voice for Kashmiri people. They started with Kashmir. 1947, they attacked Kashmir. They looted Kashmir. They abducted the young girls and put them in the bus and drove them to their other destiny. So look at what Pakistan has created from 1947. And they call us, we are traitors. The bigger traitor who created Pakistan is Mr. Jinnah. He betrayed India. He was a citizen of India. He betrayed India and created Pakistan. And then he was the lawyer of our Khan. And then he betrayed Balochistan. He was weighed in gold. And in those times, our fishermen in Gwadar, they are bringing Chinese to wipe out our seas. There's no fish left anymore. 1947 in Gwadar, the people used to wear Rolex watches and the silk salwar kameez they used to wear. We were so much impoverished nation. They made us impoverished. So how long the world is gonna see the atrocities and the killing? That's how we are resisting. I hope the other nationalities will resist, and we will make a joint effort to apprise our people and kick the Pakistan army from our land. We don't need their shoes on our land. They are our enemies. They are dirty people. They abduct our people. They torture them, kill them, and throw the bodies on the roadside. What kind of country is that? And still United Nations cannot open their eyes, cannot see what is happening over there. I hope we all will join together. Look at our Fiji. We are occupied by a country which is an international beggar. So just imagine what we gonna get when they are a beggar, is an international beggar, Pakistan. What other nationality is gonna get? Nothing. They are making money in the name of flood. And Pakistan army says, send us money, not the help. Because they are the enemy of people. Pakistan army is the enemy of Baloch. Pakistan army is the enemy of Sindhi people. Pakistan is enemy of Pashtun people. Pakistan is enemy of Kashmir people. Still even today, Kashmir is a launch pad. They send the terrorists from this side to India. So how come you still, United Nations cannot open their eyes? My request is with the General Secretary, don't go and sit with the killer of my people. The army man, army chief is the killer of my people. And you go shake hand with him. You are not supposed to see the army man. And what is the value of the Prime Minister and the Assembly? They are all puppets. They cannot open their mouth in front of the army. So I want to request the General Secretary send a fact-finding mission not only in Balochistan, in Sindh, in Kashmir, in Pashtunistan. We cannot breathe over there. Balochistan literally has become a jail. You cannot travel 10 miles without being stopped and check your ID and where you're coming from. My question is, where you coming from? Of my land, and ask me where I come from. We want this army to be kicked out. With all the nations, we together, we're going to do a uprising and kick the army out of our land so we can breathe and we can use our own resources for my people. The Sindhi resources should be used for Sindhi people. The Balochistan resources should be used for the Baloch people, not for the Pakistan army. And Pakistani army has become, all the army generals have become millionaires and billionaires. They are enjoying my wealth, and they are not in the country even. They stay outside and enjoy. I hope the United Nations are going to take action, and don't send the money to Pakistan army and Pakistan. Help the people directly. Help the people in Sindh. Look at the condition, look at those photos. And with this situation, they're asking the whole world. They were international beggar before. Now they have a bigger bowl to ask for money. With that, I thank you, Dr. Lakshap.
Wake up, wake up, UNO, wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
UNO, wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
UNO, wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
UNO, wake up.
Freedom. Sindhi won.
Freedom.
Baloch won.
Freedom.
Kashmiri won.
Freedom.
Pashtun won.
Freedom.
हम लेके रहेंगे
आजादी.
तुम्हें देनी पड़ेगी
आजादी.
मेरा तेरा बाप भी देगा
आजादी
टेररिस्ट टेररिस्ट
पाकिस्तान टेररिस्ट
टेररिस्ट टेररिस्ट
पाकिस्तान टेररिस्ट
stop killing
Sindhi people
stop killing
Baloch people
stop killing
Kashmiri people
stop killing
Kashmir people
Thank you very much, Razak Baloch. And Arif Ajakia is a human rights activist. Thank you for your support. I'll request Arif Ajakia to come forward and say a few words. He is a very good supporter of Sindhi Congress and he is from Sindh. Arif Ajakia is a human rights activist. Arif Ajakia.
Pakistan, stop killing! Pakistan, stop killing!
Baloch people
Pakistan, stop killing! Pakistan, stop killing! Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan
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 Before him, by birth I am son of Sindh. Sindh is my motherland, and watching my motherland occupied by oppressors is the hardest thing to swallow. And we struggle here for nothing else, only independent Sindhu dash. Every Sindhi is now fed up of this Pakistan army rule, exploitation of our resources, our culture, our language, everything belonging to Sindh is exploited. Dear friends, we are speaking about economic exploitation of Sindh. Sindh provides maximum to Pakistan's national exchequer, but in return it gets nothing. Highways, waterways are built in Punjab which contributes nothing to national exchequer. Metro buses, metro trains, everything is built in Punjab at the expense of Sindh and Balochistan. Balochistan and Sindh are profit-making provinces of Pakistan, yet they are the most backward parts of Pakistan. How long one can survive like this? So that's why now the passions of Sindhi and Baloch people has run out and we want nothing but Azad Balochistan, Azad Sindhi. Dear friends, people will speak about many things, but I want to come to the point that in 1947 there was mass migration between India and Pakistan. But Sindh, always being a secular, progressive and liberal society, and always coexisting with people, never did any discrimination happen. That's why the Hindus of Sindh remained in Sindh in majority. And they thought that Punjabis are extremists, other parts of Pakistanis are extremists, so they will migrate to India. But the Hindus in Sindh thought that Sindh will not discriminate with us, so they preferred staying in Pakistan. But what happened is that Pakistan Army's persistent policy of extremism in Sindh and radicalization of Sindh and Balochistan, which are secular, Sufist, progressive societies, and to radicalize Balochistan and Sindh, thousands of madrasas were created in Sindh and Balochistan, and young generation of Sindh and Balochistan were sent to promote their idea of extremism. And today we see that Hindus of Sindh are very much afraid of their existence. American Broadcasting Corporation, ABC, has reported that on average 1,000 minority girls are kidnapped, raped, and forced to nobody knows except one thing. Every platform
has this point of Pakistan. I know that. Dear friends, request to all human rights defenders, all powerful countries and nations of United Nations to intervene. And as my friend Razak Balwar Saab said, that send a fact-finding mission to Pakistan to bring out the reality to every nation. Sindh has remained independent. Balochistan has remained independent. Entire this is our birthright, and we will get at any. Thank you.
Pakistan stop genocide!
Sindhi people!
Pakistan stop genocide! Pakistan stop genocide! Pakistan stop genocide! Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan!
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan!
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan!
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan!
Thank you very much, Arif Ajakia. Now I'll request Jamshed Amiri from Baloch Human Rights Council UK, Jamshed Amiri to say a few words.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am from Western Balochistan. Let me say that first, since Iraq was passed, Baloch and Sindhi, they have good relations. When we are in difficult time in Western Balochistan, all our brothers and sisters, they emigrated to Sindh, they work there, they stay there as a friendly brother and sister with Sindhi people. Now we will send in the difficult time. As my friend mentioned before, this unmanagement, unprofessional bridges and the barrier they made in the river is not a professional. The same happened in Iran and Balochistan because they make the bridges and the sand which they give the water to the west with another city which belong to the Persian, like from Karun River to the Isfahan and the Hirman River in Balochistan to Sistan and the Helman River from the Kerman to the desert of the Mashhad. This is the policy of the dictator Iran and Pakistan. Of course, when they got the difficult time, they will sit and they will plan what to do regarding the nation they live on their own motherland which historically belongs to them. We know that the Balochistan is the richest resource in the area. We have the biggest resource, gold and oil and gas. With the interest is going to the Punjabi and Punjab. Balochistan kept poor with the education, with the economical, with the manufacturing, with the factory, with everything. And still now they are abducting and killing and putting in the prison will add to our damages. Now our main is unity. We have to be united, not even the nation in Iran and Pakistan and Kashmir and Pashtun. Maybe their own political party inside the area, they have to be united and they have to make one voice against the dictator, Pakistani military dictator. And we know that, the world know in the change. Today I heard a news in the Iraq, the American and Peshmerga of Kurdistan, they have an agreement to have to defend each other. I hope one day it's come to the Pakistan, America will send the conversation with the Baloch, with the Sindhi, with the Kashmiri to defend their territory and leave this Punjabi dictator army because they know in the long term it's not in their interest to be in the side with them. Thank you very much for your organizing this wonderful protest regarding to make the voice of Sindhi people. Thank you very much.
Pakistan stop killing!
Sindhi people!
Pakistan stop killing!
Baloch people!
Pakistan stop killing!
Sindhi people!
Pakistan stop killing!
Pashtun people!
Pakistan stop abducting!
Baloch people!
Pakistan stop abducting!
Baloch people!
Pakistan stop abducting!
Sindhi people!
Pakistan stop abducting!
Pashtun people!
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan!
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan!
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan!
Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan!
Thank you. that we for nice work. And now we have got global human rights defense supporting our cause and our struggles. Michael Saranan, I'll request him from Global Human Rights Defense.
Thank you for inviting me again. And unfortunately, I'm standing again and again for an institution that's supposed to protect human rights and minorities. Our organization is aware about what is happening in Pakistan and the minorities and the occupied Balochistan, and people are being neglected and being looted from their resources and their human rights. Most animal, it's not even animal, it's the most cruel act what we see is that abduction, conversion, kidnapping, rape, only because of the name of the girl. Only because he is a Sindh or a Baloch or a Pashtun or a Kashmiri. And that is unacceptable. I think the International Criminal Court should look at it. I think this is a crime against humanity. This is a crime that we cannot accept. Us, we are having priority, the government is putting priority in Ukraine. I think the European Union and also the UN have to take action on this. As many other places like in Yemen, the same thing is happening, and we accept everything, and we don't have a priority. We will definitely will continue fighting and put all our effort to bring this event, this human rights violation to the highest level. For that, I will need your support. I think I cannot do it alone, but it's time that we all join, and I'm very happy to see that separate group from Pakistan are joining and doing the whole same protest, and this will make us more powerful. And we want to host a big conference soon in the Netherlands, and then we are talking not about 10 people, but we are expecting this to be 700 or 800. So let's make the conference we're gonna call the final call for Pakistan, and that must be the final call. And we don't accept anything else. Thank you so much, and we will be here to support you.
UN save Sindhi people from
Pakistan.
UN save Baloch people from
Pakistan.
UN save Kashmiri people from
Pakistan.
UN save Pashtun people from
Pakistan.
UN save Pakistan minorities from
Pakistan.
Who drowned Sindh? Who drowned Sindh? Who drowned Sindh? Who drowned Sindh?
Pakistan.
Thank you very much, Michael Saranan, for your kind words and support. Now I'll request our one Baloch brother, Munir Mengal, from Baloch Wise Association. Munir Mengal, he has been supporting us since a long time. Munir Mengal, please.
Thank you, Dr. Hidayat Hussain. I am highly thankful to World Sindhi Congress. I myself have been seeing World Sindhi Congress presenting the agonies of the Sindhi people over here at United Nations from a very long time. At the occasion of the 51st Human Rights Council session, again they are here. As earlier, many friends, but Sindhi friends, they presented different issues of the Sindh. But I want to bring the attention of the United Nations to one particular issue, as Sindh has been known in the South Asian region as a land where civilization has grown up. Sindhi civilization, Indus civilization is seen as a mother civilization of other nations. Sindh has been in a land where people from different regions, from different religious beliefs have came over there, have lived over there from generations peacefully. Unfortunately, after the creation of Pakistan, what Sindh has given and what Sindh is receiving back end.
Sindh is a region which is giving more than approximately 67% resources to that Pakistan. Sindh is rich in mineral resources. Sindh has a very good seaport from where Pakistani imports and outputs, imports on outputs are gone, and that is used as a backbone for the Pakistani economy. But on the other side, what the Sindh is receiving, I myself was there just 2 days before. There was a meeting of the working group on use of mercenaries against the people, against those who are struggling for their self-determination. So the title of that working group is Working Group for Use of Mercenaries Against Self-Determination. Unfortunately, I did not hear anything from them about Sindh. Sindhi people are being attacked by a state, and that state is using all state institutions as mercenaries. There the army is acting as a mercenary. There the judicial system is also a mercenary. There the civil administration is a mercenary. If with the intent to go kidnap a Hindu, Christian beautiful girl, if I take it and after that I call that now, alhamdulillah, she's Muslim, I know there is an institution that's called judiciary that will protect me. I know that there is a man standing in a uniform with the flag of Pakistan, which says Pakistan means La ilaha illallah. And this is what we are seeing, we are receiving news every day, every week, that the religious minority women are being kidnapped and converted forcefully to Islam. On the other side, what the Sindhi poets, writers, philosophers, linguists, whatever they are writing, what they receive, either they receive threats, kidnapped or killed. So the Sindhi people have been receiving the dead bodies of their poets, linguists, writers, journalists. We Baloch people, we try to seek, go to Sindh and hide ourselves. We go there to learn, to educate ourselves. But at backhand, what we receive, Baloch publisher Fahim Baloch was taken from Karachi, and I have heard about many Sindhi writers, journalists. There was a protest, and that protest was by the Sindhi people. They went to a publisher to publish a poster, and after that, that Sindhi publisher was kidnapped. And this is what the state is using all acts. The religious institutions, the mosques, the towns, the schools, the people in the streets, the state is using all those as mercenaries to act for us, because she has an intent to eliminate those people, to eliminate the identity of the Sindh, and to loot the resources of the Sindhi people. We have heard, as an NGO representative, I have heard and received many views from the Sindhi people. Those who are sitting back in the parliament of the Sindh, they have concerns against these seabed projects. The projects, the lines, they are drawing from the Sindh. They say that these drives, these roads are an intent to loot our resources and to dominate us, dominate our region. As they are looting our sea resources, in the same way they have an intention to loot our other resources. Now it's a high time for the UN bodies, for the UN working groups, and particularly from the UN working group on mercenaries. These people are a specific example, and because of your inability, they are being killed, eliminated by a state which is a member of United Nations. So it's a high time for UN working bodies to take action, to intervene, and to make accountable that member state which is using all state institutions and all non-state institutions, all religious institutions to act as mercenaries. And thank you.
Pakistan, stop genocide of. Pakistan, stop genocide of. Pakistan, stop genocide of. Pakistan, stop genocide of. Who drowned Sindh? 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 Who drowned Sindh?
Thank you very much, Munir Younger. Now I'll request our Kashmiri friends and UK TNP has been supporting us since long time in every step of our struggle. They are with us, and today also they are with us in this protest, and their support is highly appreciated. Jameel Maqsood from UK TNC. Jameel Maqsood, please come forward.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the friends and the organizers of World Sindhi Congress, the Baloch human rights activist leaders, Congress. First of all, I, on behalf of United Kashmir People's National Party, would like to extend my deepest sympathy and condolences to the people who lost their lives during man-made disaster in Pakistan last month. The people living in villages, in far-flung areas, not only in Sindh, also in Balochistan and some parts of Punjab, have been affected by the poor policy and planning made by the military and different governments that has been in place in Pakistan in the recent years. This is one aspect of the plight, misery and agony of the people occupied by Pakistani military. And the other side is more cruel, more dangerous and more inhuman. When the dissenting voices, human rights activists are kidnapped and disappeared, extrajudicially killed and kept in solitary confinement without any judicial or legal process. In this regard, the World Sindhi Congress, the Baloch human rights activists and the United Kashmir People's National Party has been knocking the doors of United Nations Human Rights Council and other international actors to use their office to press Pakistan to respect international conventions and international law to save people under their administration. The third most unfortunate aspect of current situation in various areas in Great Sindh, in Great Balochistan, in Great Pashtunistan, and also in Pakistani occupied territories is that people have been denied to have their language, to have their culture intact, to have their traditions intact. According to Universal Declaration on Human Rights, every child has a right to have studies in his mother tongue. But it is not the case for the child born in Sindh or in Balochistan or in Pakistani occupied territories. We have been denied to have our mother tongue. We have been denied of our cultural rights. That is
the sheer violation of all those international conventions on which Pakistan is a signatory. In this regard, all the political actors, the human rights defenders, should jointly sign a petition to the Secretary General of the United Nations Organization and members of the UN Security Council to ask Pakistan if the Westphalian model was to give nations freedom and ownership of their rights. So where are our rights as the people, as the nation? It means that model was also to empower imperialist powers to satisfy their internal crisis. Of course, we know that the European nations have got national freedom on the basis of self-determination. After First World War and the Second World War and after the decolonization process. But still, many nations in the world, in Africa and Asia, like Sindhis, Baloch, Pashtuns, and the people of Jammu Kashmir, are waiting for their long-lasting aspiration to have their freedom and to have their country back, which is colonized and occupied by a monster, namely Pakistan. So, once again, thank you very much for holding this marvelous protest to tell these offices to take a heed, to take a notice what we people demand and what our people demand from back home. I would like to inform you that a couple of days before, on a borderline between Pakistani occupied Kashmir and Indian administrated Kashmir, 2 young men were killed by the mines and by the cluster bombs installed by the Pakistani military. And when the local villagers found their dead bodies, they publicized a fake news that those young men were killed by a wild leopard. And later on, thanks to the social media, that it was informed that it was a fake news and the young boys who were walking through a jungle from a forest were actually killed by the mines and the cluster bombs which are there by the Pakistani military. So we condemn, and we are also demanding from international organizations to appoint or to formulate a fact-finding mission or a commission of inquiry to visit these areas so that our people could live in peace in a mine and cluster bomb free zone. Thank you very much.
Pakistan is stop killing. Pakistan is stop killing. Pakistan is stop killing. Pakistan is stop killing. Who drowned sin? 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 Who drowned sin?
Thank you very much. Now we are about to conclude our demonstration. This I thank you for all of you, and there is a human rights situation which is getting worse and worse. The enforced disappearances, enforced conversions, and blasphemy. The situation is getting worse and worse. On the top of it, this recent floods. On these floods, Pakistan has banned NGOs, not letting them to work into the flooded areas because they want us to come all the aid only through the their criminal and corrupt system, but they have banned the NGOs, and a lot of NGOs has been banned and still they are banned. So we demand from Pakistan to allow all the NGOs to work in these flooded areas because we are about to, there is a genocide is about to happen, and people may not make in next few weeks. So we demand from Pakistan to allow the NGOs to work freely in their areas and flooded areas. And on the top of it, this situation is there, but they are buying weapons. So we request all the Western world to stop selling weapons to these criminal regimes. They will use against Baloch people, against Sindhi people, against Pashtun people. In this situation, they should not sell any weapons to Pakistan army because they will use against us. Now, finally, I will request our Secretary General Lakhu Luhana to say concluding words. Lakhu Luhana to come forward and say a few words and thank all of you for this participation in our demonstration.
Pakistan must release Baloch missing person. Pakistan must release
Baloch missing person.
Pakistan must release
Sindhi missing person.
Pakistan must release
Baloch missing person.
Pakistan must release
Sindhi missing person.
Pakistan must release.
Dear friends, on behalf of World City Congress, I'm grateful to you all. You know that when there are difficult times, you need more support. It may not take away the pain and the loss, but it lessens the pain. And today, in fact, last 2 months, our hearts are literally bleeding. Our hearts are bleeding. Sindh is witnessing a genocide because although the Pakistan is an expert in committing genocide, but they have invented a very innovative and ingenious way to commit genocide. They say they are shedding the tears, crocodile tears, that look, Pakistan only contributes 0.5% of the world, the CO2, but we are being inundated and submerged in water. So they have developed this narrative that it is climate change which has resulted in this situation. The answer is, it is not scientifically established. Yes, there is climate change, yes. But in the more than 4 billion years history of world, of Earth, Earth has seen a number of very dramatic meteorological events. Even a week ago, there was the most powerful typhoon taking place in Japan. So it is not established that this is whether climate change, because it requires scientific evidence and research, or it was one of these meteorological events that take place. Currently, 89% of water of Sindh is underwater. 20 million people have been directly impacted. 10 million are homeless. Now, what 20 million means? 20 million means more than 2.5 times the population of this entire Switzerland, because population of Switzerland is 8 million. There are more than 70 countries in the world which has got population less than 20 million. And how did the rains started in June? While Indus River was dry, they didn't allow this water to go into the dry Indus and go to the sea. They collected that water. For example, Manchaland, they would have started allowing this water to go through, because there are channels to go to Indus River and go to. No, they collected that water and they gave the cut. And as a result of that cut, Khairpur Nathan Shah, a city of 400,000 people, was submerged. 400,000 people were submerged in water. Meher, another city of 500,000 people submerged in the water. And what a shame what a shameless people we have got. That the so-called national media, their front story was whether Shahbaz Gill eat a kela or that was anyway. For them, Sindhi people, they don't matter. So they created this situation to inundate. That was of course there would have been enormous amount of rain, 5 times the normal. There would have been